My message for those that would like to learn something new is to get over the fear of looking like a fool. Get over the fear of sucking at it. Get over the fear of failing at it. Those are the barriers that keep you from doing the things that will really make your soul light up. You have to be okay with being a beginner. You have to be okay with making a fool of yourself initially when you're trying to learn something brand new, something that you haven't practiced, something that you haven't been doing on a regular basis. You have to be okay with trying it out and doing it and eventually mastering it with practice. Hi, it's Jen and welcome to my channel. I am currently at the park about to get my skate on. Skating is fun for me. And I feel like a lot of people want to skate and like to skate, but they're just a little intimidated because they're afraid to fall, which is understandable because falling is embarrassing. It can be embarrassing if you let it be. It's embarrassing, it can hurt, and you can really hurt yourself. But at the same time, if you're afraid to fail and you don't want to try skating because you're afraid to fall, then you'll never get better, you know? There's ways that you can learn how to skate without necessarily falling. You might fall. That's a part of learning something new, you know, is the probability that you may fail, you may fall, you may hurt yourself, you may look like a fool doing it. But at the end of the day, the more that you do something that scares you, the more that you do things that push you and challenge you, the more satisfying it is when you really master it and you get better at it. I took my nephews and I took my niece and her friends skate. Well, I didn't take them skating, but we all went skating. And, you know, a lot of them were kind of intimidated and scared to just get out there. And they're like, I'm so afraid to fall. I'm so afraid to fall. And I feel like telling yourself, I'm afraid and I can't do it and it's hard while you're trying to do it really just kind of slows your progress down and your ability to just get out there and see what happens. You know, what if you do fall, but you get back up? That's what my nephew, when I took my little 3-year-old nephew, we went skating and I let him fall down the whole time. Like, I'm like, if he falls down, I'm gonna let him fall. I'm gonna let him feel it and I'm gonna let him pick himself back up. And after a while of doing that, he literally started skating on his own. Like he was able to do the little moves and he was able to start moving on skates at 3 years old. Like the mastery of like skating and just doing something different is just fall. Let yourself fall. Like, I'm gonna let myself fall and fail and, you know, have a hard time and, you know, look like a fool. Like, I'm okay with looking like an idiot. When I'm first starting something, and then over time, I know I'm gonna get better. I know things are gonna improve. You have to know and trust yourself to know that you're gonna get better at whatever you try to do if you stick to it and you get over the embarrassment or you get over that feeling of like, I'm not gonna do well. Like, you're not gonna start something brand new and be an expert at it. So if you're afraid you're gonna fall, get your pads, get your elbow pads, your knee pads, and literally practice falling on your ass. Practice falling down so that you don't have the initial shock of when you fall down when you're trying it. Like, go into it knowing, okay, I'm going to fall. Go into it and know I'm going to fail. I'm going into YouTube knowing people are not going to watch my videos initially. People are not going to listen to me. I'm not going to have the presence. I'm not going to have the likes. Like, none of that's going to matter initially. But I trust that over time, things are going to like take off. Accepting pain, accepting failure, accepting not knowing the answers, being uncomfortable, being a fool, being a learner, being a beginner, you know, like it's just a part of it. And I feel like that has been a barrier for me personally as well, is just not wanting to be a beginner and feeling like people are gonna judge me because I don't know what I'm doing. And the fact is, nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody knows what they're doing. We're all out here trying to figure it out. And I feel like the ones that do know what they're doing, they started off as beginners not knowing what they're doing. So there's magic and there's answers in that formula. There's a formula for that, you know? the people that know what they're doing, or it looks like they know what they're doing, or they're confident, or they're really good at something, they started off not being good at it. There's some prodigies out there, I know, but rarely, like, everybody starts off average. Everybody starts off as a human being with average skills and abilities, but over time, the people that are really dedicated to what they want to do and what they want to see happen for themselves, those are the people that are willing to go through the painful process of learning something new. And I think that we all just need to embrace that. Embrace being a fool in the beginning and learning something new. And then just watch yourself blossom. Those are my favorite accounts on Instagram, like the skaters that you can see their first skating videos, and like a year later they're getting sponsored. They're like have a whole team. They have whole like programs. Like they're just like a master skater. But if you watch their first videos, they really sucked, just like everybody else. Like everybody's like a beginner. So I just wanted to kind of have that little pep talk before I start skating right now. There's nobody out here. It's really nice. I'm gonna go skate I can go on the basketball court, or I can go on the tennis court. But I really like that there's no one here. It's kind of overcast. It's a beautiful overcasted day. And I'm out here by myself, being a fool, you know? I'm actually kind of okay at skating. I'm all right at skating, y'all. I actually remember why I'm embracing failure and embracing pain. There was like an interview, either Will Smith, he was playing the Kingsman with Serena Williams and Venus Williams, like biopic about their process of becoming like top world tennis players. And I believe that I can't remember if I have this right. I should have did some research before I started this video. But essentially, like, their dad was really extreme. Their dad actually got a bus filled with white people, I think, and had people yell explicits to them as they drove by on the bus. So he wanted to train and condition them to be able to mentally and emotionally withstand the racism that they may face in that field. And I think that was like the most powerful thing I've ever heard, because I get really sensitive when I come across racism, and racism is directed at me. It really hurts my feelings. But to actually condition and train yourself to withstand the pain of like your worst case scenarios, your worst fears, the most painful things that can happen to you, you just condition yourself and practice like that. I think that's why they're the best players, the best tennis players in the world. Like they're the best of the best, because they really had to train and go through like extreme things to get there. Shoot. So that's what I'm kind of like, that same principle. Like when you're skating or doing something new, like the worst thing that you're afraid of happening in that scenario, like practice that. Practice falling. Like, oh, I'm scared to skate. I don't want to start skating because I'm afraid to fall. That's the number one thing you should intentionally go out and do. Go out and fall on your ass. My challenge for you is to get out, go do something that you've been saying you want to do, that you're scared to do for whatever reason. Face that fear and do it anyway. That's actually the definition of courage, is to feel the fear and you just do it anyway. All the gurus, all the people that have been doing stuff for years, they just have like this I don't give a damn mentality. They don't really think too much about the outcome. They just think about the results that they want to get. and what it takes to get there, I know nothing worthwhile is gonna come easy. Nothing worthwhile is gonna come quick. Nothing worth anything is gonna just be handed to any of us. The people that make it seem like it's easy, they put in some hard ass work behind the scenes for a long time. People, it takes years to get to a certain peak of success, and whatever that means to you, because success is really just relative, but it takes time, you know? So you really have to be dedicated to the process of taking your time, of doing things that scare you, of doing things that make you uncomfortable, that get you out of your comfort zone. It's like a comfort zone, you know, extermination. That's where complacency is. That's where we go to just be mediocre. We stay in our comfort zones. So in order to get out, we have to break free of the mentality and the trains of thoughts and our issues and our insecurities and our fear of failure and our fear of not doing good and not being good enough. We really have to fight that. And I'm talking to myself more so than trying to like preach to y'all, because I'm the one that struggles with this. I don't know about y'all, but I struggle with self-sabotage and not wanting to do new things because I don't want to, I don't know, it's just self-sabotage, insecurities, problems, you know, inside problems. We're going to fix the inside problems. And that concludes my spiel on being brave, facing your fears, and doing it anyway. My phone's about to give up on me. And I just want to wish you a good day. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for commenting and subscribing as usual. I hope to see you in the next video and talk to you later. Bye.
Get back up. Fall down. Get back up. Get back up. Get back up. Fall down, you get back up. Fall down, get back up. Get back up. Get back up. Fall down, get back up. Get back up.
Get back up.
Get back up.
Get back up.